This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is George Roach, the CEO of Premier African Minerals. Now, George, you've released an RNS update on Zulu, your lithium and tantalum project. So thank you very much for your time today. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much indeed. And it's, as always, good to be speaking to you.
Yes, well, thank you very much for coming on. So just looking at perhaps the first point from the RNS, it says that there's encouraging mineralisation suggesting on-strike extensions to the main ore body. So could you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, indeed. We've recently engaged, and I mentioned this further on in the RNS, we've recently engaged an independent geological consultancy to attend to the expected review and upgrade and so on of the resource statement. And the first step in that was for a structural geo to spend some time at site looking at the geological model. And the geological model, coupled to some other remote sensing work that we had done, indicated to us that there should be significant on-strike extensions, both in a southeasterly direction and in a northwesterly direction. And recent drilling into where we expected the geological model to continue has come up with some really good-looking mineralized holes and some really nice intersections. Now, assay results have been very slow, but we have got a few of them back, and they're confirming that this looks to be a substantial extension to the existing ore body. That's in the southeasterly direction. We're busy moving a rig at the moment to go to the northerly end of this deposit and to look for exactly the same extensions that we hope to find there in the next couple of days.
Okay. So you're mobilizing another rig. How many rigs are going to be on site continuing the exploration there?
We are increasing the number of rigs on site from 3 to 6. There's been some recent incredibly heavy rain in Zimbabwe, plus the remnants of a cyclone that passed through the southern part of Zimbabwe as well. And we'll post separately on our Twitter account some views of just some of the flooding that there's been. So that made it difficult to move rigs as we wanted to, and that's why we're increasing the number of rigs, and really with a view to rapidly trying to expand this resource body and get into the rest of the areas in the exclusive prospecting order domain that we have.
Okay. Now, the RNS also mentioned some grades there, some average grades. Could you give us an idea what these grades are like in terms of, are they good or average for what you're looking for?
Well, in terms of the two holes that are reported, in context, the average resource grade on our resource statement issued some years ago was 1.06%. And if you look at the intersections in these two holes, it's significantly above. And particularly the one, I can't give you a true width on that intersection, but that thing is run for close to 40 odd meters at a grade in excess of the average grade. Seems to indicate to us that this really is a significant expansion, or potentially a significant expansion.
Okay. Well, I can certainly hear the thunder going on in the background there, which backs up about the flooding you're having. I hope that subsides soon, George. Another point from the RNS I picked up on was you say you've made appointments with partners in updating the resource statement and development of plant design. So is this all going to feed into the upcoming DFS?
Yes, most of this is work related to the DFS. We have nearly a ton of material in Germany at the moment that's going into test work with Anzaplan, and that's largely ore sorting and some part of the metallurgical test work. The appointment of Stark Resources is to work together with Anzaplan and our other partners in the development of the flow sheet and ultimately detailed plant design, and quite likely plant build as well at the end of the day. They have all of those capabilities. So I'm pleased that we're bringing them on board at this stage. And that really is all we're trying to do, is to gel together as quickly as possible those components of the DFS that we can to try and accelerate this process as best we can. I believe that time is going to be a very important part of value as we go forward. So the better we can improve on our time utilization, the better. And please excuse the thunder in the background while we're talking.
Yeah, no problem. Another point then, the final point from the RNS I picked up, and we have spoken about potential partners before, but of course there was a point in the RNS that said about non-binding heads of terms is possible on Zulu investment. Can you expand any more on that?
Look, I need to. The heads of terms is non-binding at this stage and is conditional on a lot of due diligence that is underway. And the due diligence is legal, financial, and obviously technical at site. We're moving very rapidly through that phase, and there are several parties who we believe we could very comfortably do business with, who are all looking at this. I think the important thing from Premier's perspective is that we are concerned with seeing this develop into a mine. That's our overriding objective. We are not looking for some kind of industry sellout of this project at all. We are looking for a joint venture development that will see a mine built as expeditiously as possible in Zimbabwe. That's always been our objective, and it remains it. So the focus in where we are is to achieve just that end. In summary, we'd like to see, and as I say, there is nothing definite and binding about any of this at the moment. We'd like to see that we have a significant stake in a fully paid for and functioning spodumene concentrate producing mine as soon as possible in Zimbabwe. That's the overriding objective of everything that we are trying to do.
Okay. And in the meantime, then you're awaiting further assay results. You will have 6 drill rigs turning. So plenty more information to come.
Oh, absolutely. As we hopefully come out of the wet season at Zulu, or the worst of the rain starts abating, we'll be able to see very rapid acceleration of our sample management and sample prep and so on at site, and hopefully be able to expedite all the aspects of sample and assay analysis at site. So big focus in that direction as well at the moment.
Okay. Well, George Roach, the CEO of Premier African Minerals, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you indeed.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.